Start right here with Eric.
Dante, I'm wondering what this week has been like for you personally, preparing for one of the bigger games of your life, and kind of how are you embracing this?
Yeah, I'm super excited. This is something of course dreamed about all my life. Just being able to, be in the playoffs, one of the 12 teams. And all year we worked our tails off and been through a lot. So we're thankful and for sure excited.
James, front row.
Fairly obvious to have more weapons is a good thing, but when it's been a while, what would it mean to have Gary and Dak in particular? And then if Eastu is to see the field in the postseason, just what this offense could look like if he was to join them.
Yeah, you know, it's always been next up mentality for this whole year, just receivers and everybody stepping up. But if we was to have all our weapons back and everybody being ready for this game, next game, or whatever it is, I mean, it would be for sure a great feeling because I'd love to have the clip fully loaded. But overall, I mean, if we're good or if we're not, at the end of the day, we're going to have players going to go out there and make plays for us.
Third row on the left.
I'm just curious where you feel like you've grown this season emotionally. Dan was talking about how much you've grown as a leader. Will was talking about how proud he is of you. Just where does that come from this season? Where do you feel like you're at?
Yeah, I feel like just overall in general, I feel like my biggest growth this whole year has just been the way I just communicate and just know how to, approach every teammate differently, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Of course, I'm always smiling every day. I'm always thankful and blessed to be around everybody in that locker room. But I just feel like my communication has been, something I'm proud of. Just the way I've been able to engage my teammates. It can be on the video game, it could be on FaceTime calls, it can be locker room, lunch, wherever at on the football field. And I feel like just overall, I feel like just as a whole team, they appreciate that, and I truly appreciate that within myself. And then, Coach Stein and Coach Lannon, they've been telling me that, that's one of the biggest things they've seen. So I'm kind of glad I've been doing that lately.
We're going to go in the back row with Matt and then behind him with Jack.
Watching you today to your first start here to at UCLA, you've clearly gotten better. How has Will, in your 2 years with him, improved your game and I guess the excitement for him to go to Kentucky too?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, of course, is you have to give kudos and congratulations to Coach Stein. I mean, he's worked his tail off. Him taking that job is, is like is a dream come true possibly for him. And many people text me, called my phone, and tell me how I felt about it, and I said I'm proud of him. I was smiling ear to ear. I talked to him about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, I feel like the best thing with him is he's not super focused on that. He's kind of focused on his team and his playoff run, and that's the best thing. He's told me and told the team is that he's going to give us his 100% effort, and we truly appreciate that. But yeah, overall, I mean, just being here with Coach Stein, being here with Coach Lanning, I feel like every day with them being in the film, in the film room with me, just pushing me, making sure that I'm seeing, different looks on the film room just to get my mental right. But I feel like the best thing is just the competition here when it comes to just the defense side of the ball, the way we practice. It's just the way we push each other. I feel like at practice I've gotten way better, and it helps me, push through the game and just make plays when it's on the time on the field.
In the back, Jack.
Dante, as it relates to the mental preparation of this game, I know there's a lot of excitement, a lot riding on this, especially with it being win or go home. How do you make this game not bigger than it is, especially in your position where you're a leader of the offense and everybody's going to be looking to you? How do you make sure that the mental of this game stays pretty the same?
Yeah, I'll say I learned my biggest moment of that was the Indiana game this year. I made that game bigger than what it was. Had a lot of emotions that game. Um, kind of the some of my teammates seen it. I didn't have that smile on my face. I didn't have that joy. I was kind of too locked in, to be honest. But I feel like from that game on, when it comes to USC at Iowa, just so many different games, I feel like I just learned how to adapt and just treat it like like another day at practice. Just go out there, have fun, throw the ball, confidence. If you make a mistake, cool, next play. But I feel like overall with this, with this game coming up, I mean, it's just I think about every day, Noah, Bryce Betcher, all these guys that or have their last years here just to play for them and not be so tight on myself and just smile and have joy with them. So I feel like just probably from, my future moving on, I feel like I won't ever take a game bigger than what it is. I'll just be blessed to be able to play it.
Second row, Eric.
Kind of in the same general topic. What's it like when a decision you probably haven't even made, an NFL decision, is being talked about around you, and there's all these conversations? How are you processing those conversations or ignoring them? What's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's been it's been interesting. I mean, so many thoughts and so many things going on through my head, and I feel like just having Coach Lannon and having a support team that helps me get through my everyday life and making sure that I stay focused on the main thing. And of course, my main thing right now is to be where my feet at, is being here with my teammates. Of course, everybody keeps asking me questions, but there's not a decision yet. I don't know. I'm just glad to be here and play JMU this upcoming week.
Front row, James.
Take us into the role throughout weeks and game planning, Dante, of Coach Maringer, and how much he meets with you or not in terms of game preparation throughout the week, and then in game, how much he's on the headset along with you and Will.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Sometimes I just go in the staff room and just talk with them and sit in there with them, just to hear what their thoughts are, and sometimes just go to Coach Marriage's room, the tight ends room, and just kick it in there with them. But yeah, me and Coach Marriage, we don't really talk super much about the game plans. Kind of more just like checking up on each other, and then if I do have a question on the field, I can go to him and ask him and talk to him about it. And he's like our scientist. He's super smart. He knows everything. He's experienced. He's just super smart, and I really appreciate him a lot. I have a lot of questions I ask him, and he always has the answer to it. But overall, Coach Manager is someone that I appreciate and love ever since the first day I met him. I remember he was on the sixth floor and we played a game of pool together, and he beat me super bad. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life. And from this day on, I still my rematch, Coach Manager, by the way. From this day on, I mean, he's just a guy that I appreciate and love to death. And with him being here on staff and him what he's doing, it's for sure a blessing.
Dante, we're going to go to the Zoom. Max.
Hey Dante, you've had some really big throws and some clutch moments this year, and most of them obviously have worked out. Just take me into your mental. What's going through your head when the team's coming to you and they're saying, "Hey Dante, we need to play from you right here."
Yeah, it's been a lot of moments this year. I'll just say, myself, it could be the defense side of the ball. It's been a lot of times where we had to step up and make big plays. But I feel like those plays are also being made at practice. And I feel like on the field, when it's time for a big moment in the game, it's like we all look at each other and be like, hey, we've done this before. Of course, Malik has made crazy catches. Dylan Thieneman has made crazy picks at practice. I mean, those plays that happen it comes from practice. So in general, they tend not to put so much force on me, so much pressure on me to make a big play, make a huge play. They always tell me to play my style of ball. And when the play happens, the play happens. But sometimes you have to make a great throw, make a great catch. It just happens. It's a game of football.
We got time for two more. We'll go Matt in the back and then Isaac.
Dan said after the Indiana game that this team didn't have any more opportunities for a mistake. Yeah, you guys had to play win or go home mentality. How do you feel like the team handled that and will prepare you for the true instance now where you're in a playoff, you lose, you go home?
Yeah. Our back has been against the wall sometimes, or we can't mess up and got to keep pushing forward. And we found a way to do that. Of course, the playoff run now is you win, you keep advancing, you lose, you go home. So we're kind of not just super focused on looking past this game. We're kind of just focused on today's practice, tomorrow's practice. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the stakes are on the line. But I feel like Coach Landon's doing a great job making sure mentally we're prepared and feeling very confident within ourselves.
Last question on the left.
Not sure how far into film prep and things of that nature you are, but what have been your early impressions of JMU's defense?
Yeah, just JMU, just in general. I mean, this past couple of years has been a great team. Great coaching staff, great players. Very competitive. I mean, they're one of 12 teams in the college football playoffs, so they deserve it. They have great talent. They're very competitive, so it's gonna be a great game. They have great defenders, great offense. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be a great game, and I feel like our preparation is gonna be ready.
Thanks, Dante. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you.